Okay. Oh, I'm gonna blur it. So start video, clear. All right. So we're doing Intstreams. So we showed you average, we showed you max, we showed you min. Now sum retardants. So if you have using sum on an int stream, that's going to return an int. If you're using average on an int stream, that's going to return a double, an optional double. Okay. If you use max, I am again. Right. So again, if you respond to the other one, it should get you into it. Okay. All right. So. It's. Oh yeah. Huh? Okay. Now, so we're sharing. Now, so up here. Now, so average, that will produce an optional double. Okay. Max, that will produce an optional int. Mil, that will produce an optional int. Sum will produce a int. Okay. Now, if it was an optional double, sum would produce a double. Average would produce an optional double. Max would produce an optional double. Min would produce an optional double. Okay, so it's optional double. That is the data type. It's optional int. Now there's an optional of type double. That's for wrapper doubles. Okay, whereas an optional double is for primitive doubles. Yes. Difference again. So this is for wrapper doubles. This is for primitive double streams. Okay, is that all right? Okay, now, so we're going to go on to EX2. Let's go down the screen. So it is static void EX2. Let's go to my main. And I got examples. Okay. So. Now, so I'll just put this in here again. As already stated, there are 3 primitive stream types. Okay, Intstream, used for int, short, byte, and char. Long stream, used for the primitive type long, and double stream, used for primitive type doubles and floats. Now, just as previous, this is creating an empty stream. So if I go double stream empty is equal to double stream dot empty. And I will import that. So what does that do? That creates a empty stream. Okay. Jesus, what's fucking wrong with me today? Right now, so I'll put it in here. Now, I know we've covered some of it, but don't have to do it again. As these types of streams can only take primitives, you can't create a Intstream, for instance, from a list of integers. Okay, as lists only contain objects, not primitives. Okay. However, you can create a stream from an array of primitive variables. So I am going to create an array of doubles. So here I go, double, I'm going to call it D array. Is equal to 3, 4.5, 6.6 that's 4.5, 6.78, 3.2, and 102.456. Okay, so am I going to create a list with the same numbers? Type double, I'm going to go dlist. It's equal to arrays dot as list. And I'm going to put those legs inside it. Now, when you're creating a list of doubles like so, it doesn't work just to put in 3, 4.5, 6.78. You have to go 3.0, 3.2. So they all have to be doubles. All right. Now, you can create a double stream from an array. It's relatively simple. You just go double stream, and it's going to be called DStream, is equal to double stream dot of. I'm going to say D array. Okay, so we have an array. We have a stream of doubles. What doubles? These guys here. Okay, now we can't do the same with a list. So if I go dstream is equal to double stream dot of. If I put in the list, which is dlist, it won't compile. Okay, so you can create a stream of primitive doubles. You can create a stream of primitive doubles from an array of primitive doubles, but you can't directly create a stream of double wrapper objects from a, sorry, you can't directly create a stream of double primitives. Can't directly, can't create a stream of double primitives from a list of wrapper doubles. Okay, so this will not compile. Now, because dlist, that is a list of double wrappers. Okay, they're not primitive doubles, so this will not compile. Now, so we can then come along and we can do any sort of calculations we want with this guy here. So I am going to go, so sum of doubles is, so if I go here, DStream dot sum, now that will return a double. Okay, you can see that it returns a double. So print it off. 119.936, and you can use average. Okay, now I have to redefine it again because that closes it. So I'm going to go down here. Now, sum returns a double. It's quite simple as that. This returns a double. Now, if there's nothing in the stream, it's going to return 0.0. Does everyone understand that? Yeah? Right. Now, average. So we'll do average to start off with. So, average of doubles is, so we're going to go DStream dot average. Okay, now that returns an optional double. Now that is not a double. Okay, that is not a double. So this guy, this returns a optional double. The other optional is called an optional of type double. This is an optional double. It doesn't have a type. It just deals with doubles, nothing else. Okay, now if we go DStream dot average, that is going to just print off the optional double. Okay, so what we can do instead of that is I'm going to go average doubles is, so I'm going to put the whole lot in here. So I'm going to say double stream dot of the array dot average dot get as double. Okay, so I will put them over 3 different lines. So the dot average is here, get as double, print that out. So this guy here, we can see this is an optional double. With this guy, and this just returns the number 23.9872. Okay, so get as double, you should be able to see that you need to perform some sort of get when you're returning averages. When you're returning max when you're returning min. Okay, sum is just going to return a double. Going to add them all up. It's a primitive double, of course. Okay, so just to show you here again. So I will copy this. Next line. This is the sum of doubles. You don't need, so you just put in sum here at the end. It just returns a double. And we don't need that part. So, okay. So we need to perform, when you're dealing with doubles, so max, min, average, that's a double, that's an optional double. So you need to use some form of get with it if you want to treat it as a number. So get as double as one of them, okay? The other one you can use. Now the problem with that is, so the problem with get as double is the following, okay? If I create an empty stream, and I'll put this in a print statement stream. So if I go double stream dot empty dot average. So if I print off that guy, we get optional double dot empty. Okay. Now, if I go dot get as double, I get a no such element exception. All right. So get as double is probably not something you could use. So remember, with using the optionals, you had a get method. Okay. The equivalent of the get for the streams is get as double for the optional double, get as int for the optional ints, get as long for the optional longs. Okay, so how will this do? This will generate no such element exception as there. Sorry? No, there isn't a get. There isn't a get with double stream. There isn't a get with Intstream. Okay, so I'll just say this bit first. This is generate no such as there is no value as this is based on a empty stream. An empty double stream. Okay, there is no get method for double stream, int stream, and long stream. Okay, so instead of using get, now what you can do is you can say if double stream dot size is equal to 0, or sorry, if double stream dot size, so you can do it, there's two ways you can do it. So we go if double, so I'll create a stream. I'll go optional double is equal to double stream dot of the array. Now, why is that not L? Okay, I'll try that again. This is, oh yeah, optional double opt D. Double stream. dot average. Okay. So what that does is that this is an optional. Okay. So this may or may not have a value. Okay, because if it is based on, so that's fine. But if I change opt ID to be this, okay. Now opt-d doublestream.empty.ambridge, that means that opt-d is now an empty stream. Do we understand that? If I go here, opt-d. No, 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 no. Because an array of zeros is an array of numbers. Okay. Hold on, now let's just see. Okay, so this one here is generating a no such element exception. So here I create an optional D now, double stream of array average. So that does have a value. Then come along here and I say double stream.empty.average. Okay, and so an optional double means it may or may not have a value. So if I print it off down here, it goes optional.empty. All right. So instead of using get as double, what you can use is this. You go opt D is, I go opt. I need to do it again because dot average closes the stream. So do it down here. So opt D dot or else. Okay. Now you can have or else, just supply it with another double, or you can have or else double supplier. A double supplier is something we haven't done yet, but we will do them. So we can just say or else double, or else the value not point not. Okay. So what does that do? If it has no value, it's going to return the value not point not. You understand that? So if in doubt that you're going to have a value, you use or else. Okay. So if in doubt. Now, because you could have a stream that's doing all sorts of filtering, doing all sorts of limits, doing all sorts of mapping, and at the end of it, there might be nothing being produced. All right? Because let's say you have a stream that's got 7 or 8 different operations on it. Filtering, mapping, collecting, for each, peaks. Okay? They're all doing different things. And at the end of that, after doing all your filtering, mapping, so you might have nothing. You might have 1,000 objects and you're looking for a certain amount of objects of a particular type. They might not exist in the list or in the stream. So if they don't exist, if you use dot get as double, okay. Fuck off. Okay. Double stream empty average dot get as double. That is going to generate a no such element exception. Okay. So get as double can generate a no such element exception. So what you use instead is or else get. Okay. So what will that do is, so if opt D is a genuine value, then it'll work no problem. Okay. Then it'll work no problem. If it doesn't have a value, it can assign the value 0.0 to it. Is that okay? see where it is here. Now, you can use or else or else get. Now, the difference between or else and or else get is or else just takes a double number. Or else get can you use a supplier to generate a number, okay? So or else get, so a supplier takes in a nothing and it returns a double. Now the double is going to return is this. Now, anyone know in stands for? Not a number. Okay. Now, that will compile. Okay. Now, double dot in is not going to do any calculations, whereas 0.0 can do calculations. All right. So the reason you put that in there is you're doing some calculations that's producing a number. All right. If it's not a valid, if it doesn't produce a number, you don't want any calculations to be done. All right. Now, if I use that there, your calculations will continue with the number 0.0. Whereas if you use that guy, your calculations won't continue. That's why you'd use double dot in. And it's just quite simply is not a number. Now, can you use that in calculations? Let me just see. So 1 plus double dot in. Okay. Now, if you do anything with the, now, the advantage of using this guy is it's still treated as a double, but it's a double that stops all your calculations. See that? It's treated as a double, but if you apply any mathematical operation to an n, so let's say multiply it by 12, it still produces an in. All right. It doesn't crash your program. All right. Instead of producing numbers, what it does is it'll produce in. All right. So it's like if in doubt, so you do your program, you're not sure if it's going to produce a number or not, you can put in here. Okay. So if in doubt, use or else, which just assigns 0.0 as the double for opt D, or else get, which uses a supplier to generate a double, or in this case, a double dot in, which is a not a number. So what a in will do is your program will not crash, but in if used anywhere in the calculation will always result in. So for instance, if I go 1 plus in multiply by 4 minus 6, the answer will be in a in. Okay, so you can put in an if statement or a ternary operator to say if it's in a in, do something else. Okay, so this is an optional double. You can use or else. And where to get the optional double from? Because opt-d, so it's DoubleStream.empty.average. Okay, so that means that that is going to be 0.0. Now, if it wasn't empty, so if I come along here and I go opt-d is equal to DoubleStream dot of, and the array is d array, and dot average. Now opt-d does have a value. So if I bring these two lads down here, opt-d is going to be whatever the average is. Okay, opt-d here is going to be whatever the average is. So I'll put it down here. There it is, 23.9872, 23.9872. All right, and by the way as well, opt-d is an optional double, so it's not a stream. Okay, this guy here produces an optional double. Opt-d is an optional double, it's not a stream. So you can call as many operations on opt-d as you like. Is that okay? All right, now, so this will print out 23.9872. Now there is a way to go to certain amount of decimal places. I can't remember the function, but I'm not going to bother me arse with it. There is a function, so this will also print out 23.9872. Okay, this one here. When you have in a calculation, it will always produce in a in. Now there's also integer dot in a in. Actually, there isn't an integer dot in a in. Okay. Let me see, is there a long dot in a in? Nope. Okay. So double is the only one that has in a in. I'm not too sure why that is. Okay. No, long doesn't have it either. So I don't know. Let me just see. Nope. Nope, it's not there. So don't know why. Okay. Now, so
where's that value come from there?
oh, it's just a number I put in. Okay. So 1 plus not a number multiplied by 12 will always give us in a in. Okay. Doesn't matter what way you put it, when you have a not a number in the calculation, it's always going to produce not a number. All right, so now, so I'm going to do a couple of streams of different types. So this is stream of longs. So this is long stream. I'm going to call it longs, is equal to LONG STREAM. dot. Should be the right one. Okay, hold on a minute now. Right, sorry, so I'll take out this one. It's not stream of longs. This is going to be a stream of doubles. Okay. Now, so primitive streams, streams that use primitives can also use iterate and generate. And just like in other streams, can produce infinite streams. Okay, so I'm just going to say random number generator. So, okay, so random number generator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go DoubleStream. It's the DoubleStream type. I'm going to call it random Ds is equal to DoubleStream dot generate. Now, this is a stream of doubles, so I don't have to do int dot random. All I have to do is go this guy here, and I go math dot random. So this is going to produce. So this, what will this produce? This will produce an infinite. This would produce an infinite amount of primitive doubles. Okay, but we don't want to do that. So what we're going to do, we're going to go random ds dot limit dot for each dot limit to 5 dot for each So what does it see? What it does there, it's generating our random 5 doubles. Okay, it generates random 5 doubles from a double stream, DoubleStream.generate. Okay, you can also use iterate. So what does iterate do? Iterate takes seed and a unary operator. Now, so seed will be a int and the return type, and the unary operator will take an int and return an int. All right, so we're going to do here fractions. What we're going to do is we're going to keep dividing by 2. So I go DoubleStream fractions is equal to DoubleStream dot iterate. Now we're going to start off with 0.5. All right, and each time what we're going to do, so it's going to take in 0.5 and it's going to divide that 0.5 by 2. then it's going to, that's going to give us 0.25. Then we're going to divide 0.25 by 2. That's going to give us 0.125. Then we divide that by 2, and it's going to give us 0.0725. And it's going to keep dividing. Okay? So, but we don't want it to go on for long. We only want to limit it to 4.
No.
Yep.
Question there. Only this red there, would that not take a double rather than an end? Because
Well, that is a double. Sorry.
that's just in the sentence above those.
Yeah. What did I say? Oh, yeah. Thanks, Kieran. All right. So the seed will be a double. The unary operator will take a double. So what does this do? Starts at 0.5 and divides by 2. Becomes 0.25 and divides by 2. Now, so this is still just a stream. So we can go fractions dot. So I want to have a look at them. Peak. I just print them out. So I can see what they all look like. So then I can go dot. I want to add them all up. All right. I'm going to put all of that in the print statement. So fractions dot peak. So this doesn't create our numbers. This guy doesn't create our numbers. Our only numbers are only created when we go dot sum. Dot the limit down here. So fractions dot peak doesn't create them. They're only created when I go sum. All right. So this will print off all of our numbers. So it'll print off 0.5, 0.25, and 0.125, and whatever, 0.0775, I think. Okay. 25.25.625.93. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, there's our 4 numbers, and that's the sum. Okay, now that produces just a double in this case. Okay, is that okay? Okay, now let's say we want to do multiples. We're just doing a couple of them out before we go on to the next topic. So I'm just going to go here, multiples. Now, all right, so I'm going to just do this out, DoubleStream dot iterate. Okay, so now I'm going to have the double outside of it. Okay, double D num is equal to 2. Okay, now remember, so DoubleStream dot iterate. So we're accessing a local variable inside a lambda. So you can only access something that's final, a local variable that's final or effectively final. Effectively final means once you give it a value, you don't change it. I haven't changed the value of dnum, so we're going to start off with dnum there. Okay, so it's going to start off with 2. And each time what's it going to do? It's going to go multiply that number by 2. I'm going to go limit 10. And the last one's going to be for each. For each is a terminal operator. So it should print off so start off with 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256.0, 512.0, 1024. Okay. Now that would print out each one of them, or we could have done an average if we wanted to. Now, so I want you to create me a stream that will give me 15 random numbers. A stream that will give me 15 random numbers. Okay? 15 random doubles, please. So create me a stream that will create me 15 random numbers. Doubles. I need to powder my nose. So create a stream that will create 15 random numbers. Doubles. All right. So I am going to create $15 random numbers. Okay, so I'm going to go 15 random doubles. So I go double stream dot generate. Okay, there. Math dot random dot limit to 15. And I'll print them out. So there's our 15 random doubles. Yeah. Now, let's say I want to produce random numbers between certain values. So let's say between 3 and 30. Okay, let's say I want to produce random ints between the numbers 3 and 30, but not including 3 and 30. All right, now we can do it with generate. So first of all, so what I'm doing here is, so I'm generating 5 random numbers between the numbers 3 and 30, not including 3 and 30. Okay, so I just want to print them off, so I'm just going to do them in one line. So this is going to be an Intstream dot generate, right? So it's going to be a little bit more complicated supplier than what we used to. Okay, so I'm going to put the supplier over a few lines. Okay, so first thing is it takes in, supplier takes in nothing, and it creates, in this case, ints. Okay, so we are going to create int num is equal to int, and I'm going to say math dot random multiplied by 100. Okay, now it's going to keep while num is greater than 3 and, I had the wrong one here, so both of these have to be true. While num is greater than 3 and num is less than 30, sorry, the other way around. Sorry. I'll explain this in a minute. So, while num is less than 3 and num is greater than 30. So if this guy here is 2, okay? If this guy here is 2, what are we going to do? We're going to generate, oh, for fuck's sake. So this generates a random number. Now, if the number is 2, for instance, okay, we're going to generate another random number. And regardless, we're going to return num. Now, the way this works is the following. So, this generates a random number. Oops. Sorry? Oh yeah, we're going to do that in a minute. We'll do this bit first, okay? Right. Okay, all right. So, this guy here, this is what produces our random numbers. Okay, it's the producer random numbers. Now, let's say it produces the number 2. right? Now, 2 is less than 3. It has to be an R, by the way. Fuck it. Yeah. So it has to be R. Bollocks. Okay, I don't know where my keyboard is. It's a huh? Yeah, my keyboard is it's a funny layout. Okay, I have it anyway. Okay, so if the num is if either of these are true, it's going to do this line. Okay, so if either of them are true, it's going to do this line. Now, so if it's 2, that means this it's going to go again. Let's say it produces another number, 32. Now, num is not less than 3. However, it is greater than 30. So it'll go again. It'll keep on going until it gets to any number between 3 and 30. Okay? So now that, if you left it the way it was, that will produce an infinite amount of numbers between 0 and 30. All right? But what we want to do is, now another thing as well, I want to have 5 distinct random numbers. Okay? So if I want 5 distinct random numbers, I go distinct. Okay? And then I go dot, fuck's sake, limit it to 5. That's not where the distinct should be. The distinct should be, these should be all indented like so. All right, dot limit, dot for each on the next line. And it's just going to print them out. All right, now, so this should generate, so I'll try and get this. So this should generate so Intstream. So it's going to generate numbers between 3 and 30, not including 3 and 30. Okay, make sure they're distinct. And it's only when they're all, when you've got 5 distinct numbers, then it would limit it to 5. So this should print off 5 distinct numbers between the numbers of 3 and 30. Okay. Yep. 21, 5, 4, 14, and 3. Is that okay? Oh, fuck, yeah, you're right. So num is less than 3. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, yeah. Sorry, Priya. You're right, you're right. So while num is less than 3, so how is it printing off 3? Yeah. Okay, that is officially strange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. While num is less than 3, or num is greater than 30. No.
No, you're on line 255. You're saying while
Yeah.
numbers less than 3 or numbers greater than 30,
Yeah.
create another
Yeah.
number.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Less than or equal to 3. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Or less than 4. Okay. Less than 4 is just as easy to. So that's what's wrong. Now, here's the thing. You wouldn't be able to spot that unless you ran it loads of times or you had some other test that was producing, 50 numbers. See, does it produce 3? Okay, so now, there we are. Okay, yeah. Now it is. So you can say less than 4 or less than or equal to 3. Okay, now that's fine.
So, why couldn't you say get less than 3 that time? Why didn't that work?
Because 3 is not less than 3. Did you get me? So that's why 3 is, it's a good job it popped up there. Yeah, that's also true because 30 is not greater than 30. So you have to say greater than 31. Okay. So now how you check for that is you, or that'll work as well, yeah. Okay. So greater than 30 isn't greater than, so hold on a minute. So no, 30 is not greater than 30. Okay. Yeah. Greater than or equal to 30, yeah. It'd be greater than 29, actually, is what you'd have to say. Yeah. Or 29 is not greater than 29. 30 is greater than 29. Okay. Now, that takes a bit of brain power. Even saw it there. Getting the slide mixed up. Now, there's another thing with Intstreams, now Intstreams in particular, I don't think it's available to double streams. I think it is available to long streams, but it's definitely available to Intstreams. It's something called range and range closed. All right. Now, what range and range closed is so I'll show you them. So let's say Intstream dot range. Okay. Now, Intstream range, start exclusive, end exclusive. That means if you go from 3 to 30, it's producing the same range as this guy. Do you understand that? Okay, so I have to realize, and I don't have any fucking examples done of this, so I'll just show you a range, and tomorrow morning then I'll show you how to use it because I don't actually have examples done outside. Thought I did, but I don't. So this will get us the range from 3 to 30, okay? Which you can then filter. You can do whatever you want to, but just say I want to print it out. Range 3 to 30 dot peak. Okay, and I just want to print it out. And I want to sum them up. Okay. Now, what that's going to do is going to sum up 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10. Do you understand that? It's going to take all those numbers and it's going to add them all up. All right. So I'll just go here. So this is range. So using range to print 3 to print in range 3 to 30, but not including 3 and 30. All right. So range, if you just click on range, you'll see it say start. Okay, so that will print off, sorry. So it'll print off, fuck yeah, start inclusive. So it'll start at 3 and it'll finish at 29, says I, hopefully. So I need to just put this in a print statement.
So you want that to be 4 if you know?
Yeah, just 1 second now. I realized I hadn't this done out right at all. So I'm kind of doing this on the fly and see what happens. Now, so if you go on range here, you see start inclusive. So that means that will include 3. And end exclusive, that means that won't include 30. Okay, so it should start at 3, should finish at 29. Yep. So it finished at 29 and it starts at 3. Okay, so using range to print 3 to 30, but not including 3 and 30. So you need to put in 4. Okay, because range takes start inclusive, end exclusive. Okay, so what does range take? Range takes a int, which is the number we start from and will be included. So, and takes a second int, is the number we go up to, but do not include. So the last number in this stream will be the number 29. Okay, now there's another range, it's called range closed. Okay, so here's range closed. So we go, put in the print statement, I go in, yep.
What Intstream there, you call it range on it.
Yep.
But Intstream was closed from, was for each above.
No, but see, here's the thing is, that's just the Intstream class. And there's a static method called range. So that's, what's that doing? That's creating all numbers between 4 and 30. Starts at 4 and it goes up to 30. It's like, do you remember the methods of the string builder class? Remember those pricks? Best way to describe them. Okay, operates the same way. So it starts at 4 and it goes up to 30, but does not include 30. So Intstream dot range closed. Now, this is the opposite way to range. The start is not included, but the end is. So if I do 4, so range closed. So, oh, actually, both of them are included. Yeah, both of them are included. Okay, so both of them are included. So it goes from 4 to 30, and both of them should be included. I'm going to peek them and just quite simply print them out. And I'm going to sum them again. And close off this letter. Okay. So now it should go away. Now, so according to this, range close says start inclusive, end inclusive. It should start at 44 and finish at 30. Whereas this one here starts at 4 and finishes at 29. So just to make sure, put a print statement before it. This is using range to print, using range closed to print 4 to 30, including both 4 and 30. Okay, so it should start at 4, it should finish at 30. It will finish the 30 anyway. And it starts at 4. Okay, so honestly, I'd use that one. Okay, because you can see it starts at 4 and it finishes at 30. You might get mixed up. So does it start at 4 or does it start at 5? Or does it finish at 30 or does it finish at 29? I'd probably use that one. It's just, it's easy enough to get mixed up with that one. Okay, so this one here isn't as hard to mix up. Now, as I've said, I didn't actually create because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do this using these guys. Okay, and I haven't got it done out. Is that okay? So I will come back to that tomorrow morning. So I'm going to be generating 5 random numbers between the numbers of 3 and 30. What did I say here? Between the numbers of 3 and 30. But I haven't worked out yet. All right. I can't imagine it being too difficult. All right. Actually, how would you do it? How would you only pick 6 numbers at random from those? Sorry? There is, yeah. Okay.
Are there even numbers in the range?
No. There is a, as Alex said there is a class called random. Okay. And that can also use ranges as well. Okay. So that's how I do it. Thanks, Alex. All right. I'd need to think it out first before I go doing it. There's no use me trying to work it up here and you looking at me. All right. Or hide behind your hand. Boom. Like with the child. I see you. Right. So I won't do that. I'll do that tomorrow. Okay. Now, so if we want to change to a right, so if we want to change from a Intstream to a stream, we have to use the map2 functions. Right, so what do we mean by those? So all right, so I'm going to start off with a stream of strings. And this is going to be str stream. Okay, is equal to stream dot of. I'm going to say penguin. I'm going to say seal. I'm going to say dolphin. I'm going to say whale. I'm going to say fish. And I'm going to say shark. Now, I am going to create an int stream here. and I'm going to call it, that's not the right one. Fuck. Okay, sorry. I just need to go back here a minute again. Which is they're saying an extra fair dues to them. Right. I'm going to create a list of strings, sorry. Now, all right, so here we have a stream of strings. Okay. Now, you can't convert a stream directly to a Intstream, a double stream, or a long stream. Okay. So you can't go strstream dot Intstream. There is no method for that. Okay. Now, if you want to convert from one stream type to another type, what you have to do is use the map function. All right. Now, if you want to convert a stream, an ordinary stream, to an int stream, what you use is we use map to int. Okay. So if you want to change a stream to an int stream, you have to use map to int. If you want to change a stream to a double stream, you have to use map to double. If you want to change a stream to a long stream, you have to use map to long. Okay? So I'm going to do something to a string, and it's going to produce an int stream of primitive ints. Okay? Now, so now you can put anything you want in here, but I'm going to generate ints from all of these strings. So tell me one easy way to generate ints from each one of those strings. Exactly. Okay. So map to int. It takes in something of type X. Okay. And what does it return? So X is going to be, it takes in a string. How does it know it's a string? Because strstream, it's there. So what does it return? It returns a length, a string, which is x dot length. Now that is now an int stream. Okay, that is now an int stream. So you can peek them. So I'm going to go. Actually, in fact, you can do this. You can go that peek. So I'm going to go syso system.out println. Okay.
You keep changing type and doing different operations.
Sorry?
You keep changing type and doing different operations.
Yeah, you can. You can, yeah. So this is going to print off the string. This is going to print off the amount of letters in it. Okay. So and we're going to go, so now, so this is a stream. This is a stream. After this, this is an int stream. Okay, so after this point, this is now an int stream. So you can do stuff. So I want to get the average length of average dot get as double. Now I know that's a long stream, so I'm going to put that over a few lines. So map to int, peak. average get as double, right? So I'm going to put that all in the one print statement. So all of this is going to go in here. Right? So I'm going to put it all here. And it's average get as double. So I'm just going to print this out. So what that does is it prints off each word and then the amount of strings in each word. Or sorry, yeah, the amount of characters. So penguin has got 7, seal has got 4, dolphin has got 7, whale has got 5, fish has got 4, shark has got 5. So the average is 5.333, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. Now, if I don't want decimal places, okay, if I don't want decimal places, I'm trying to get this right now. So all of this returns a double. I can cast the whole lot of it to be an int. So we should get 5. Okay, now to do that with loops is a pain in the arse. All right. In actual fact, there used to be a Java exam that they gave here and it was fucking ridiculous. It was just so difficult. You had to accomplish something like that with loops. And Jesus, was it really fucking difficult. All right. So you can see here streams. You can put your house in it. You're doing language processing. When you're typing in something in Microsoft Word, what's operating in the background? That's what's operating in the background. Streams are very useful for language processing of any type.
Question was there, if you hit line 271 there, you've got stream, right?
Yep.
And it's all penguin.
Yeah.
But it only do 6 objects.
Yeah.
If you wanted this continuous thing that does produce just those objects, but continuous, how would you do that? It keeps rather than just stopping that for 6.
Well, you'd have stream.generate, and you'd put them in stream.generate. So where the fuck am I? So stream.generate. So if you're producing a string, the easiest way to do it is to produce all of those as one big string. So it's returning that big long string each time. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you get me?
Yeah, yeah. You're producing less strings than each time.
Yeah. Well, no, you're producing a string that contains penguin, seal, dolphin, whale, fish, shark. That'd be one string. Because you can see here in generate. You can. I'm trying to think how would you do it. I'd have to think about it, but yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. Of course you could. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could, Kieran. I'd have to think about it, but yeah, of course you can. Okay, so that will print off all of the strings. Followed. Now you can even change the print to the word print.
But the average there is turning this into a double stream, is that right?
No.
That's why we
No. Dot average is an optional double. That returns an optional double. Doesn't so.
That's why we need to achieve it.
Yeah. So right. So it's this guy here. This is a stream. Okay. Now this guy here. This is a Intstream. Now this is still here. this is a Intstream. Now, average doesn't return a stream. It returns a double. It returns an optional double. Okay, so get as double. This is, now it's a terminal operation. Terminal operations don't usually return streams. It's a terminal operation, so what it does, it closes that string in, it closes that in stream. And this here is an optional double. And then I get as double, that's a method of the optional double class. So this is a optional double. Okay, so stream is produced by this guy. Then I'm producing an int stream from this stream here. Then I peek into that stream. And then average is a terminal operation, so it closes the stream and it runs all the code, it closes the streams, and then get as double, it's going to print off the optional double, which is 5. And which I have cast to be an int, because you can't have 5.3 letters. So all I do then is just lop it off. All right. Now tomorrow, I'm going to start with doing range and range closed. So we'll be able to pick 6 numbers between 4 and 30. Didn't we do that before with Lotto? Did we do something like that before with Lotto? Yeah. You can't remember where we did it. It'd be interesting to see how we did it before. I can't remember how we did it before.
We're using random actually.
Were we?
Yeah, we're using random.
Well, you can use random to generate numbers between a certain thing as well, I think. Right, so that I'm going to end the meeting. So end meeting for all.